Child support is really fucked up on men for sure. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm a proven fact about this. Back then, when I first got my child support, my baby mama put me on it. I was with her for like 5 years, and all that time did not count. They put it till the day the baby was born, so I was behind automatically 10 grand. So it took me 3 years to catch up on that. Then on top of all that, I was in between jobs. I'm still trying to figure out life, X, Y, and Z. Um, and then getting behind. So I ended up landing a good job at Baldor. Okay, worked there. I started catching up, but I could not have 401k, couldn't have insurance, nothing like that. Then they increased it too. They increased the pay. I went from $8 to $14. And that $14, they increased child support. And then I went to another job. They didn't want to decrease it at all. So I ended up quitting that job. And then I started working for the side and started trying to keep up because I couldn't keep up because if I did go work at a job, the amount of money that I do get, it will go to child support. Literally, it didn't matter. I had a check that I had received that was $0.00. I had my stimulus checks taken from me, and I got laid off because it was not my fault. But I was trying to work, and I was behind, and I got laid off. And then they took all my stimmy checks, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Child support do not care about you. Like they will literally, your only choice is to die as a man, for you to stop paying it, and it's sad. And I get my kids every other week, you know. I try to give them stuff, whatever, as much as I can, try to afford the things that I can. And then I landed in a good job, like a real good job, making $26 an hour, right? Worked there for 5 years, paid up, paid everything off, paid my child support, zeroed out and everything. I got behind my bills, got really behind my bills, and I had to call them. I was like, hey, can y'all I had to cancel my insurance, I had to cancel my 401k, I had to cancel all this, just trying to catch up because I got really behind. And called child support, and I was like, hey, I'm zeroed out. Is there any way you can, pause the payments, whatever? And they were like, no. They're like, absolutely not. We're not sorry. Pretty much say, go fuck yourself, and we're going to still take it. So I toughed it out and managed to figure it out and sell some couple things, items, whatever, and I fixed that issue. And then I ended up losing that job. So I lose that job, got another job like 3 months after. I'm already behind now. I'm 3 months or 4 months, whatever. I got behind. Right? It was taken out. Like I never had an income tax since 2017. Barely had one the other year because I was already behind, I already caught up. Um, but then I landed up into another job and making $17 an hour, and they did not want to readjust the payments at all. They was like, "Hey, you still got to make this payment. You still got to make this payment." And they're like, "Dude, I do not make nowhere near that I did make at Gerdau, where I do right here." And then the overtime, like I couldn't even work overtime because the overtime that they had and the guys that work, they had, if you was there for a whole year, you can be able to get the overtime. It's just really messed up system, whatever. But that was the only job that I could find. So I was behind. My checks was nothing, literally nothing. Like a person at McDonald's could probably make more than I did. Um, uh, I couldn't afford for healthcare. I couldn't afford 401k, nothing, absolutely nothing. And it was just, and I was like, damn. So I was like, what do you do? Like as a man, like literally, what do you do? Just slave yourself and kill yourself and die? And I could see why fathers opt out. I could see why men get behind. And I was sitting there like, dang, why is this guy like $10,000, $20,000 behind on child support? And it's just crazy to me how the system, they do not work with you at all. Absolutely zilch. And then when you make more, they take more. And then when you make less, they don't readjust it at all. Like, and then they'll send you a packet this much, this big, and you got to fill out everything. And if it's invalid, whatever, and you call them and you're like, well, it's going to be a process. And then you got to go to court. And then and then it's about time done and said, it's already a year and you're already behind, then you're just like, fuck it. You just give up. Either you give up or you don't. Or you figure out a trade or some sort. That's what I'm doing right now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm behind on child support. I'm not too happy about it, but I can make and manage what I can make. I had to get paid straight cash or whatever to make it in what we're at right now. It sucks. And it's sad, but at the same time, we all got to survive. Like I said, I still got my kids every week, every other week, or whatever. I pay on a little bit of child support. If I make good money that month, I give a lot. But if I don't make as much, I pay as much as I can. You know, that just it is what it is. But at the same time, it's fucked up. And men are out here. I can see why men. And then there's a guy that I know right now. He lives in his truck and has a full-time job because he can't afford a one-bedroom apartment. And he's like, damn. He's like, there's what the fuck. He's like, this shit's stupid. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So yeah, I can see why men opt out. I can see why fathers kill themselves. I can see why people they try to abandon ship or get out of the country. Well, we can't do it now because they passed that law with the child support. They put a pause and they did it on mine, so I can't travel. I can get a passport, but I can't travel because they did. I can't even buy a gun because of child support. The credit score it goes against because of child support. Everything is so fucked up about child support. It really is. And you can work, but they're gonna take it and it doesn't matter. So what do you do?